tech world has completely lost its mind. And honestly, that's great. In today's episode, ChatGPT suddenly turns into a full-blown neural Photoshop with its own app store, Vision Pro gets a bizarre gel-based upgrade, Transformer-style robots show up for scientists, Ego X turns regular videos into first-person POV footage, and NASA casually drops real flying saucers. All of that right now. You're watching Future Digest. Quick pre-roll like check, hit that notification bell, engines on, let's go. OpenAI decided to unload everything at once this week. New models, a built-in neural Photoshop, an internal app marketplace, and out of nowhere, a major partnership with Disney. ChatGPT is rapidly shedding the chatbot label and starting to look more like a full operating system for AI. Let's start with the basics. Adobe services, Photoshop, Express, and Acrobat are now officially integrated into ChatGPT. You can edit images, assemble designs, and tweak PDFs directly inside the chat. Does it feel perfect yet? Not really. More like Photoshop running over remote desktop with noticeable latency. But the direction is obvious, and the potential is massive. The rough edges are temporary. At the same time, OpenAI rolled out ChatGPT Images. In plain terms, it's OpenAI's own neural Photoshop. Faster, cleaner, capable of precise image edits, and finally decent at handling text inside images. And yes, it's free. This is a direct hit on Midjourney and pretty much everyone else in the image generation space. To top it off, OpenAI released a detailed guide for GPT Image 1.5, showing step-by-step how to create infographics, logos, product cards, maps, and even transfer visual styles between images without turning everything into a glitchy mess. So now the neural Photoshop also comes with instructions. But the real headline is Disney. The company is investing $1 billion into OpenAI, and this isn't just money, it's a license for the future. Starting in 2026, Sora will officially be allowed to generate videos featuring characters from Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. Over 200 characters, including, yes, Mickey Mouse himself. Disney even plans to showcase the best AI-generated shorts on Disney+. The irony here is hard to miss. Not that long ago, Disney was suing AI companies over copyright. Now, they're handing over the keys to their biggest franchises. This is the first time a major content giant isn't fighting AI, but negotiating with it like an adult. And OpenAI didn't stop there. They also unveiled GPT 5.2, their new flagship model. Fewer hallucinations, noticeably better coding, stronger reasoning, longer context, fresher knowledge. In complex benchmarks, it's getting uncomfortably close to human-level performance. For now, it's available only to paid users, but this is clearly the new baseline. And the cherry on top, ChatGPT now has its own app store, a built-in catalog of tools inside the chat, from coding and design to services and ordering systems. OpenAI is clearly building an ecosystem straight out of Apple's playbook. The only difference is, instead of an iPhone, everything revolves around a conversation. Meanwhile, over in hardware land, DockCase came up with a clever solution for the iPhone 17 Pro. They've built a case with a secondary display on the back, and it actually solves two long-standing iPhone problems at once. First, there's a 1.6-inch AMOLED screen with a 480 by 480 resolution. It's fully touch-enabled. Flip your phone around, see yourself on the back display, and shoot selfies using the main cameras instead of the front one. Instantly better image quality. The system draws power directly from the phone, so battery drain increases slightly, but there are no extra chargers, no pairing rituals, no setup headaches. Put it on, and it just works. Sure, the idea of a secondary screen isn't new, but this is one of the first times it actually feels practical. Android brands have been experimenting with rear displays for years, but as a simple add-on you can just snap onto your phone, this is still pretty rare. The second killer feature is a micro SD slot supporting up to 2 terabytes, which for an iPhone sounds borderline sci-fi. The accessory will come in 3 colors. The Kickstarter campaign is scheduled for early 2026 with an estimated price of around $100. The memory card itself is not included. And while Apple is still thinking about how to make Vision Pro lighter, a Chinese streamer went ahead and solved the headset's biggest problem on his own. The solution is brilliant in its stupidity. He literally tied a large helium balloon to the headset. The funniest part? He even branded the balloon as an official Apple accessory. And honestly, from the outside, it looks weirdly believable. The balloon pulls the headset upward, making it feel noticeably lighter and reducing neck strain. According to the creator, the perceived weight drops by almost half. He didn't really mention the downsides, but everything looks extremely solid and not strange at all. Which naturally raises the question, Tim Cook, was it really that hard? Meanwhile, researchers in South Korea unveiled EGOX, a neural network capable of turning regular third-person videos into first-person POV footage. The model preserves everything that was actually visible in the original frame, while carefully reconstructing missing elements, hands, walls, surroundings, without breaking the scene. Nothing warps, motion stays coherent, geometry doesn't collapse, and it never feels like the video was hallucinated at random. Here's how it works. eGOX first reconstructs an approximate 3D structure of the scene, then renders a rough first-person viewpoint. After that, the result is passed through a video diffusion model that uses the geometry as an anchor, preventing excessive imagination and keeping everything grounded in reality. The demos show everything from movie scenes to sports footage, and it genuinely looks like the camera was mounted on the character's head. For now, eGOX is still a research project and very much in development, but the potential is obvious. Film production, VR, training, sports, immersive media. Just maybe don't show this to people in the adult video industry. They'll connect the dots way too fast. A screen you can actually feel. Yes, really. Scientists at the University of California, Santa Barbara have developed a display that can be physically perceived by touch, not just seen. The research was published in Science Robotics, and it genuinely looks like something pulled straight from the future. The display consists of roughly 1,000 micropixels, each about a millimeter in size. Every pixel is a thin graphite membrane suspended over a tiny air cavity. When a laser pulse hits the membrane, it heats up, the air underneath expands, and the surface bulges outward by about a millimeter. Remove the light, and the pixel instantly returns to its original position. The project lead describes the sensation not as a static bump, but as a brief tactile impulse under the fingertip, like a quick touch rather than a fixed shape. Response times range from 2 to 100 milliseconds, which means moving shapes feel smooth and continuous without jitter. And here's the most unusual part. There's no electronics under the screen at all. The laser both powers and controls the pixels, rapidly scanning the surface to create touchable images. No wires, no actuators, just light, air, and physics doing the rest. The team has already assembled a working prototype with more than 1,500 independently controlled pixels, a number that currently surpasses anything else on the market. No comparable technology offers this level of density and precision. The potential use cases feel almost futuristic. Automotive touchscreens with physical buttons that appear only when needed, digital textbooks where charts and diagrams can literally be felt with your fingers, and for visually impaired users, displays capable of forming tactile text in images for finger-based reading. In essence, this could redefine how we physically interact with digital content. In the previous episode, we showed a T-Rex robot from Limax Dynamics. Back then, it looked more like a flashy experiment. Now it seems the company has shifted from spectacle to substance. Limax has unveiled the second generation of its platform, a serious modular system designed for scientists and engineers. It's a single robotic base that can be reconfigured into multiple forms. Today, it's a walking humanoid for research. Tomorrow, a wheeled version for speed and cargo transport. And when needed, it can be mounted on a stand and used as a stationary manipulator. One platform effectively replaces several types of lab equipment. The specs back it up. Dozens of degrees of freedom, arms capable of lifting up to 5 kilograms, a wheeled configuration that can carry up to 30 and reach speeds of 5 meters per second, and legged movement that handles stairs without issue. Inside is a full-fledged onboard computer, cameras covering the entire body, ROS support, simulation tools, and VR-based teleoperation. Limax is betting on AI training, where perception, command understanding, and real-world physical action come together. And the price for this lab-ready robot kit is around $25,000, surprisingly affordable for a research-grade humanoid. A camera that vlogs for you. The company has introduced the Luki L1 wearable AI camera, and its concept stands out from typical action cams. There's no need to manually start recording or spend hours editing footage. You simply wear it, and the camera automatically captures daily life and assembles vlogs on its own. It weighs just 32 grams, is IP67 water and dust resistant, and looks like a small pendant. A 109-degree wide-angle lens, 1080p video, 4K photos, stabilization, and HDR are all included. Audio is handled by 3 noise-canceling microphones, and a built-in speaker allows voice interaction with the AI. What's especially interesting is that the camera doesn't record non-stop. By default, it captures short snippets, for example 5 seconds per minute. This extends the battery life to an impressive 913 hours. The AI then analyzes the clips, identifies key moments, and automatically builds a daily story. All data is stored locally on 32 gigabytes of internal memory, with nothing uploaded to the cloud without user consent. In China, the device costs around 1,500 yuan. It feels like another attempt to enter the smart camera market, but this time with genuinely useful AI rather than endless raw recording. And finally, a supercomputer the size of a power bank has officially entered the Guinness World Records. The Pocket AI from Standard TI has been recognized as the world's smallest personal AI supercomputer. It measures about 14 centimeters in length and weighs roughly 300 grams. But the real story isn't the size. What's remarkable is its ability to run language models with up to 120 billion parameters entirely locally. No cloud, no servers, no external GPUs. Inside, there's a 12-core ARM processor, a custom module with a dedicated NPU, and a combined performance of around 190 TOPS. Memory is equally impressive, 80 gigabytes of RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD. Power consumption stays around 65 watts thanks to optimized inference and intelligent workload distribution between the CPU and NPU. As a result, Pocket Lab covers the vast majority of real AI tasks, from text and code generation to complex reasoning, and does it entirely offline. The software side is just as serious. Popular open source models like Llama, QWen, DeepSeek, Mistral, and others like this makes the direction of the industry painfully obvious. Powerful artificial intelligence is slowly moving out of massive data centers and straight into our pockets. While the supersonic Overture aircraft is still being prepared for flight, Boom Supersonic has already found a surprisingly down-to-earth use for its technology. Engineers took the Symphony jet engine and transformed it into a power source for AI data centers. The new product is called Superpower. Essentially, it's a jet engine without the airplane. Most of the original hardware remains, but instead of producing thrust, the system now generates the electricity. The turbofan has been replaced with a generator module, and the system runs on natural gas with diesel as a backup for emergency situations. The idea emerged for a simple reason. AI infrastructure is no longer bottlenecked by chips, but by electricity. Data centers are expanding so rapidly that companies are desperate for stable power sources. That's exactly what Superpower delivers. The unit produces up to 42 megawatts of power, operates reliably in extreme heat, requires no water cooling, and fits inside a standard shipping container. In practice, it's a ready-to-deploy energy block that can be delivered and activated right next to a data center. The first customer is Crusoe, which has already ordered nearly 30 units with a combined capacity exceeding 1 gigawatt. For Boom, this isn't just a side experiment. The company recently raised $300 million in funding, and the energy division is expected to help finance certification and the launch of its supersonic aircraft, which already has orders from United Airlines, American Airlines, and Japan Airlines. The irony is hard to miss. Supersonic technology isn't flying yet, but it's already feeding artificial intelligence with electricity. And finally, something that sounds like sci-fi, but is very real. Flying saucers do exist now. NASA has unveiled a new satellite format called DiskSat, artificial Earth satellites shaped like flat disks. They look exactly like classic UFOs, minus the conspiracy theories. Pure engineering. The logic is straightforward. These space tablets pack far more efficiently inside launch vehicles than traditional cube-shaped satellites. That means more hardware per launch and significantly lower mission costs. That's exactly what's being tested right now. Rocket Lab recently deployed 4 DiskSats into orbit as part of a joint project with NASA and the US Space Force. Each satellite is about 1 meter in diameter, yet still equipped with solar panels, onboard electronics, and even an electric propulsion system for maneuvering. The key advantage lies in the large surface area and the ability to operate at very low orbits. This results in higher imaging resolution and lower communication latency, while a flat shape reduces atmospheric drag. So yes, flying saucers are officially real now. And on that cosmic note, that's all for today. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to hit the like button. A new episode is already on the way.